Okay, so I'm starting a new project. I'm starting a new project related to what we actually did previously, but I'm going to start from scratch. We'll be creating a website that will look like this. Let me show you how it will look like. It's only about the structural development, just the structural development of websites. We know that websites basically have something like this structural part. Let me draw it well.
Yeah. Copy.
Okay, so websites normally have this kind of view. This view, as I already mentioned earlier, that it's not compulsory to have a website like this. Most of the times, in our modern times, you have website like this, having a layout like this, just some basic layout like this, a simple one. Some websites will have a layout like this, others will have layouts also like this, and I'll tell you the names of each. Some have a basic layout like this. Now, normally website with this kind of view, the home page having this kind of view, we call it a landing page. Okay, I'll show you an example of a landing page, a project I'm working on several projects. I'll show you some of the projects. We call this a landing page. Most of the times, all these websites have one thing in similar. Every website should have. Okay, a must for a website to have is a header. This one, the first bar you see at the top here, we call it header. Okay, the same thing, you can see a header here, you can see a header also here. Yeah, it is a must. At least you should see a header within a website. Okay, and then it is not compulsory to always have a footer. You can see here, it is only these two that have a footer. This one doesn't have a footer. You can decide. Okay, and then it doesn't always mean that your website is going to have this demarcation like a rectangle. No. So I'm going to show you an example of a landing page, and then I'll show you an example of other systems. So let me visit one project I'm working on. It is an online pharmacy. It is for a client, so I've already hosted it on the free domain. Okay, so if you look at this clearly, if you look at this really clearly here, you can see it is only, you are only seeing one side, right? You are only seeing the header, right? And you are seeing this.
Yeah.
Good. Now the header and then this alone, we call it a landing page. Okay, a landing page. Now, as I already said, we have the header here. It doesn't mean this website doesn't have a footer. It has a footer, but landing page always appears to be in that case as such, like there's a background covering the whole screen. Okay, good. Now if I scroll, you can see there are other sections, right? And then this is the footer. Good. This is the footer. This is the footer. So let me zoom a little bit. Okay, and then there are other pages within the website. Okay, you can have other pages. Now the header normally contains navigations. Okay, the page, the website navigations. Okay, that is why the header is very important, because without the header, you find it very difficult to get to the store, about section and other things. So this is also under, you can see I'm building this one. This is also under construction, and then you can see how I have demarcated with borders, right?
Yeah.
Good. Now, in that is how I develop. That is how I develop websites. When I'm developing a website, I structure the website. I use rectangles or boxes or borders to group my items. So when I'm done with constructing the website, designing the front end, I will remove every line that you see. The same way that happened with this one. I had lines everywhere. Okay, but when I was done, I removed all the lines and it worked perfectly. But before I actually worked on this kind of project, let me show you something. We do what we call UI designing. Okay, UI UX design. So before, I didn't just get up and then design the website and code, give it a code to form this. No, I first of all designed it somewhere. You can use Photoshop to do it. You can use Adobe XD to do it. Me, my Adobe XD, I don't know if there's a problem and there's a trial mode or whatever, but I'm using Lunacy. It is an open source UI design. So you can see whatever you saw earlier, I had already designed it here, right?
Yeah.
Good. So I've already designed it here. When you visit companies like Google, Facebook, that's how softwares are being built there. We have different kind of groups. We have the UI and the UX designers and developers. They design, then they pass it on to the programmers. But in NetTech, most of our programmers are full stack. When I say full stack, the programmers within NetTech can work on all sides. But most of our programmers don't do UI. I do the UI because I'm a designer as such. So you can see whatever you are seeing here. I didn't just, I designed it here, and then when you come here, you can see the same implementation here, right?
Yeah.
Good. If you look at this one, the about section, to the same thing, I just designed it here. You can see there are lines and everything. When you come to the main thing, you can see it's also there. Just that I'm still updating the site. And then if you look at this one too, you can see it's also here. So that is how we go about professional website development. So I don't know if I can show you additional. Let me visit bbc.com. So bbc, let me see bbc. Let me visit their website. No, let me not visit BBC's website. Let me visit NetTech's at a new website that we are working on too, so that I also show you what is it, NetTech. Okay, why is this thing slowing down? Okay, so you can see this one also. This is also a landing page. Okay, this is also a landing page, but I've designed it in such a way that everything that you need on the, you cannot scroll. You can see it's only one side. So this is a full landing page. Okay, you cannot scroll anywhere. It's just only this section, right? Good. And then you have other pages attached to it. I've added this thing here where you can actually chat with us directly. Whenever, the moment I start typing, it will send me a notification that somebody is trying to communicate, or to send message to any other NetTech executive. So these are some of the basic stuff you can be adding to your website. We are still developing this one. Let me go to team, okay, and then show you something there. Now you can see at the team side the same thing that I was talking about, the structure that appears here. So yeah, so you just do it. When you are done, you can remove everything. So let's go straight forward and let's do what we are supposed to do today. Let's go straight forward. Let me clear everything here. don't save. Okay, so basically what we are going to do right now, we are going to create a header. Okay, we are going to create a header, and the header will have a logo at this side, at the left side. Then we'll have our menu. We'll have our menu like this, and then inside our menu we'll have other navigation items like we'll have about, we'll have services. Why is this thing not working? Why? Okay, so we'll have about, we'll have services, and then the last one will have something like maybe what again, contact. Let's say these three things. We just have these three things. So this is what we are going to do. Now the borders you see here are just demarcations, okay, just to let us know how our structure is going to be like. But at the final result, we are supposed to get something like this. We are going to have the final result. We are supposed to see something like this. Let me pick up a reasonable color. Okay, no, and then yeah, we want to have something like this, something like this. Please, are you there? Hello.
Hello, I'm here, please.
Okay, so at the end we want to have something like this. I'm trying to design the final output of our lesson. Oh shit. So we have like my company, which this one will be black or maybe any color, and then we have about services, and then contact. So we want to see something like this. So let's go straight forward and then start programming. Okay, so I'll create a new project folder. So I'll go to my project list, and then I'll go to new, then I'll go to folder, then I'll say course project. Let me give it any name, and then inside of my project folder I'll click here inside this place, then I'll type cmd, command prompt, right? I'm trying to open command prompt, so I just do it. It will open our project folder in the cmd like this. You can see here G, and I'll drive G, and I'll close this thing here. Let me close it and let me redo it. So I'll say cmd, hit enter. It will open in our project. We want to open Visual Studio Code, right? But we don't want to come here and be looking for Visual Studio Code. We want our project folder to open in Visual Studio Code. So we just do code and then dot, just this, and then hit enter. They're supposed to open Visual Studio Code automatically with our project folder like this. So let me redo it. I'm redoing it. You open into your folder, you just do you just do cmd. It will open this, and then you type code. like this, then hit enter. It will open Visual Studio Code with your project folder. So when it's done, you just get started. So your project folder is empty, you expand it, then you create a new file. You're going to create two files. You're going to create another folder. So we say new folder, then we name our new folder as src, that is source. And then inside our src folder, our source folder, we create index.html file, and then we create another file called style.css, then hit enter. So we have two files here. Now we want to work side by side. So I don't want to be working and then be clicking and be doing this. I hate that. So you just go to view, and then you go to editor layout, you click view, you go to editor layout, then you click split left or split right. So I'll click on split right. It will take index.html to the right, or you can click on this one, then you go to view, then you go to editor layout, then you go split right. It will take style.css to the right. So I don't need it here. I'll close it here. So we have these two here. Okay, so let's get started. So since I'm using Visual Studio Code, I don't need to do this, but for the sake of beginner reasons, I'll type the whole code from scratch. So HTML, and then we have our header, and then inside our head we have our title, and then our title is first web course project 1. Let's name it course project 1. So this will be the title of our website. Then we need the body, so we're going to create a body tag. We have our body tag here. So nice. Now we need to link this thing, style.css, to our index.html, because we want to make our website colorful. We want to give our website color. We want to design it nicely. In order to do that, we need style.css, the CSS cascading style sheet. We need it, right? So in order to link it, we'll come here inside the head. That is where we link our style.css. So you click below the title, you do this link, and then that was too fast. Let me do it slowly. Link,
Yeah.
and then you see rel, that is relationship, and then a relationship is a style sheet. Relationship is a style sheet, and then you go by src. No, sorry, you go by ref, rather, that is reference. Okay, the reference is to style.css, the location.
Is it href or just ref?
Href, whatever you call it, whether ref or href, it's just a reference.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a reference. It is used to specify the URL of the location, okay, of the file you want to connect. So we want to link it to, we want to locate it to style.css, and then when we look at it very well, index.html and style.css is found in the same folder, right?
The same folder.
Good. So you just have to do style.css. I didn't let me rename this wall. I didn't spell it well. Style. Why am I style? Okay. Style. Okay, so we are done with this one, and then we'll do one last thing. We need to do one last thing. we need to specify that the file that we are linking, we need to specify the kind of type, the type of file we are linking. So we say type, you need to specify the type. So it's a text file and it's a CSS file. You need to specify. So we are done and we've linked it successfully. So I'm going to do it again. You do link like this, then you specify the type of file you're going to link, and then the type of file is text and it's a CSS file, and then the relationship between the two files, the relationship between index.html and the style.css is that it's going to act as a style sheet. And then we need to specify the location. That is where we type ref or href, and then inside href we specify the file name. So that is it for the link. So we need to verify that our CSS is really working. So in order to do that, we'll come to our CSS and then we'll say body and then background color. Don't worry, I'll explain this one as time goes on. So background color, let's say blue. Now let me go to our projects folder. Okay, you can see automatically SRC is created, and then let's open index.html in Chrome. So you can see perfectly our style.css is not working, because if it is working, our body is supposed to turn blue. So we need to come back here and then check why it is not working. So it is linked, but why is it not working? Yeah, so style sheet, the spelling, let's refresh our browser now. Good, so it's now working. The mistake or the problem or the bug was, in programming we say bug to mean error. So the bug was that here, instead of E, I didn't bring the E. That is why it didn't work out. So always make sure you type it correctly. So we can see that it is working perfectly here. So now let me go back to our, let me switch to our code. Now that we have here, let me remove the style.css because we are not going to do anything here. We'll do here later. Let's structure our website now. Yeah.
This can you go for me to get my glasses? I think they are becoming too small.
Is that?
I want to go and get my glasses. It's difficult for me to see.
So I should zoom in.
Yeah, wait, let me get my glasses on.
Okay.
I'll be back